This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mullins, bringing you the news from my home tonight. And we started this hour at 11 with a Storm Team 6 alert.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Another round of rain is moving towards central Indiana. We're going to get right to meteorologist Kevin Gregory.
And Amanda, it is dry in most of central Indiana right now, but that will change during the morning hours tomorrow. Your Tuesday headlines: heavier rain returns, especially eastern half of the state. The wind will pick up. We'll see gusts of 30 miles per hour in the afternoon tomorrow. Temperature steady in the 60s. As you look at the radar now, the heavier rains in Ohio, scattered showers for us overnight, but that changes in the morning. The flash flood watch still in effect Muncie to Shelbyville and Columbus east. I'll show you how this will spiral back into the state between 6 and 10, the most likely time in the morning hours for rain. There's 4 a.m. This goes in motion through 10 a.m. And you notice everything coming from Ohio back into the Hoosier State with some pockets of heavier rain. Talk about why that's happening. I'll show you a cold air funnel today if you've never seen one of those, and we'll unveil the summer warmth in the 7-day forecast, all coming up.
And now to the latest on the toll the COVID-19 pandemic is taking on Hoosier lives and where the local healthcare system stands. Here's today's update from the Indiana State Department of Health. On your screen right now, 14 additional deaths have been reported between Friday and yesterday, bringing the total to 1,621. Just over 15% of people tested for coronavirus in the state have tested positive. When it comes to hospitals across Indiana, the Department of Health says 39.5% of beds are available in intensive care units, and nearly 81% of ventilators are available.
At today's news briefing from the State House, health officials announced Indiana's first confirmed case of a mysterious illness possibly connected to COVID-19. Multisystem inflammatory syndrome impacts children. Symptoms include fever, rash, abdominal pain, vomiting, and swelling of the hands and feet. The syndrome is similar to another illness called Kawasaki disease. The State Health Commissioner is asking doctors and parents to be on alert.
We've asked hospitals to report suspected cases to us as we can investigate and learn more about COVID-19 and how that may be impacting our younger people. We also need parents to watch for persistent fever in their children and contact their pediatrician if the child appears more seriously ill.
Well, right now, doctors say the syndrome is rare and most children recover.
And the pandemic may be impacting the health and safety of children in a different way. Calls to the state's child abuse hotline are down 40% compared to April of 2019. It's a problem WRTV first told you about back in March. The director of the Indiana Department of Child Services announced the trend today. Terry Stigdon says this does not mean fewer children are being harmed. She blames the drop on the fact that children are not in school and are not being seen by teachers and other school employees who typically suspect abuse. She is asking for your help.
We have a collective responsibility to support families and keep children safe. We must come together to care for those in our communities who need us. Reach out to those who may be struggling. Offer to help.
That can mean sharing a kind word or helping a stressed neighbor with groceries. If you suspect child abuse or neglect, you can report it by calling 1-800-800-5556.
Tomorrow, Indianapolis leaders will outline new measures aimed at helping Marion County businesses reopen safely when they are allowed to do so. As of right now, Marion County restaurants will be allowed to open this Friday, but only for outdoor dining. RTV6's Cameron Riddle shows you how a plan could let more establishments set up dining spaces outside.
It's literally been months since Hoosiers were able to enjoy a meal inside a Marion County restaurant. While it could be several more weeks before we go back to eating inside, city and county leaders are expected to release plans to help more restaurants provide outdoor seating.
This is an ongoing process. The city is just trying to really react as quickly as we can to address some of the need that we have in these main commercial corridors, restaurants especially.
Indianapolis City County Councilor Zach Adamson says city leaders are exploring ideas to help restaurants bring in customers while allowing them to dine and stay socially distant through outdoor seating. Adamson says the plan calls for possibly closing several streets to car traffic in restaurant-heavy areas, replacing the cars with tables and chairs.
The next step is the mayor is going to have his press conference tomorrow afternoon. And so that's when we're going to find the final layout of what this plan looks like, all the details, where we found places that are going to work with the city and work with businesses to allow for parking off those main corridors.
Adamson says a number of streets are being considered for closure, including Mass Ave from Delaware to College Avenue, the southern half of Monument Circle, Georgia Street from Illinois to Pennsylvania Street, Illinois Street from Georgia Street to Market, and Broad Ripple Avenue from the Monon Trail to College Avenue.
People are going to want to be outside, and as some of the restrictions are going to be relaxed a little bit, people are going to want to visit some of their favorite restaurants and things. And I think that this is the city's response to what we anticipate the public will have as an expectation.
In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Tomorrow's virtual news conference about reopening in Marion County starts at 10:30 in the morning. You can look for live coverage on the RTV6 app and on our website, theindychannel.com.
Mass Ave restaurant and shop owners are working together as they start to get back to business. Amanda Maurer-Taflinger owns Homespun, which sells handmade crafts and accessories. Now that retail restrictions are starting to ease up, she hopes people remember why they loved shopping and dining on Mass Ave. A new social media campaign is meant to help jog customers' memories. You are encouraged to use the hashtag #IMissMassAve to support local businesses in the popular area.
If people can remember to do things like post on social media and share their experiences with the small businesses on Mass Ave and anywhere else in the city, and write reviews, positive reviews about the businesses they love, like that really helps.
Homespun plans to open in the next week or so. For more info about the I Miss Mass Ave campaign, go to theindychannel.com and click on this story. Nearly every state across the U.S. has started the reopening process as the country marks another grim milestone. More than 90,000 Americans have died from COVID-19. But there's new hope when it comes to developing a vaccine. ABC's Romina Puga has the latest on that, as well as a shocking announcement from the president.
As he pushes for America's reopening, President Trump making a surprise statement Monday.
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories.
In response to an unrelated question, the president announcing he'd been taking the unproven anti-malaria drug along with zinc. He said he asked the White House doctor if he could take it, even though he says he does not have the virus or any symptoms. Just last month, the FDA warned against using the drug for COVID-19 outside of hospitals or clinical trials because it could cause heart problems.
According to the FDA, hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine have not been shown to be safe and effective for treating or preventing COVID-19.
This as American biotech company Moderna, working on a vaccine, says all 45 of their test patients are producing antibodies that fight the disease. Norman Hulme of Atlanta receiving his second dose.
It's been like almost nothing. It's literally, it's been like getting a flu shot.
The company tested the blood of 8 of those participants against the actual coronavirus, and in all 8 cases mounted an immune response against the virus. Also on Monday, more than 130,000 auto workers were back on the job for the first time in 8 weeks. The big 3 car makers restarting production.
Life is risk. I think this is a minor one. I'm willing to take it to put food on the table.
While other businesses defy state orders telling them to stay closed. A New Jersey gym determined to open its doors.
Social distancing rules in place, the temperature's taken at the door.
Police put owners on notice, but no order to shut down. By Wednesday, all 50 states will have eased restrictions. Cases are still rising in at least 10 states, but at a plateau in at least 24 states. In Colorado, Romina Puga, ABC News.
The emotional toll of the coronavirus pandemic is different for everyone. The Rebound to Indiana is our mission to make sure you and your family have the help you need to make it. Like many parents, Kayla Swenson is trying to balance working from home with having kids cooped up in the house. She's a mom to a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Usually, Kayla attends a mom's group at IU Health for support. And while in-person meetings are on hold for now due to the pandemic, virtual sessions are still an option. Group leader Cindy Love says many people need support now more than ever.
That added stress is something that none of us have had to deal with in the past. And that social isolation, I think, is the biggest problem that most moms are feeling. When you wake up, a lot of people are saying it's like Groundhog Day. You know, you wake up and every day looks the same.
When she said that they were going to do virtual, I was really excited because it brought back an element of normal back into our lives.
For more information, you can go to theindychannel.com and click on this story. And the Milk Bank is making sure that the pandemic does not prevent newborns in need from getting breast milk. Today, the organization hosted a drive-up milk drive in Greenfield, allowing women to complete several steps in the process to donate in one visit. Donations are especially important for infants born prematurely or with illnesses. Organizers say COVID-19 has only changed the process for women to register.
This is a way to shorten the process for her also, so she's not having to go out in public as much either, potentially to a hospital to drop off milk, things like that. Because we do understand, while restrictions are being eased a little bit, you know, a lot of people don't want to necessarily go out still, you know, if they don't have to.
All donated milk is tested and screened to make sure it's safe for babies. You can find more information about this story at themilkbank.org.
If you need help putting food on the table as the COVID-19 crisis continues, we want to help connect you to resources. Schools around the state are feeding kids through at least June 30th. A team of 65 food service members in the Clark Pleasant School Corporation prepare and distribute meals to families. You'll find similar scenes at districts across Indiana. You can find free meal options for kids by calling a number set up by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's 1-866-348-6479. The line is open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And WRTV is also raising awareness about a community resource that's a bit of a hidden gem. After we told you about the Dotted Line Divas Pantry on Friday, 136 families collected items over the weekend. Organizers say that is a big increase. The pantry specializes in necessities that are usually not available at food pantries like laundry soap and toilet paper. Members of the organization use extreme couponing skills to buy most items. The pantry is open from 10 a.m. to noon on the third Saturday of every month at Mercy Road Northwest Church off of 96 and Michigan Road. You can learn more about Dotted Line Divas at theindychannel.com/rebound.
For many people, working from home is not a realistic option. New and next, how a Central Indiana workspace could provide a blueprint for other companies in this new normal.
We're not heroes, we're just nurses, and we're tired, so give us some love.
And a little later, a nurse who put her life at risk to travel to the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak shares stories of hope and inspiration. On RTV6 News.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
As the pandemic and social distancing guidelines continue, more companies and employees are coming up with long-term plans for remote work. But for some, working from home is not an option. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker shows you a unique co-working space in Carmel that is providing a solution while also keeping their workers safe.
It was really kind of looking at each person to see kind of what their needs were.
Christina Monson on helping her clients continue their work at Office Evolution.
It allows them to still get work done, but also in a safe manner.
There are signs up throughout the office telling people to keep their distance from each other. Every other workstation is open, and there are hand sanitizers and wipes readily available.
So I felt comfortable that me going in, that I was in a fairly, I guess, as safe as you can be at this point.
Stuart Wood has been consistently coming into Office Evolution to get his work done. He says the setup for him and others is perfect to maintain social distancing.
We all have our own offices, so we're pretty separated anyways.
Stuart handles small business and individual tax returns as an accountant. Having a professional workspace is something he says is a top priority to keep sensitive information safe. It's also convenient for Stuart when it comes to getting work done for his clients.
Is really difficult to do with a limited number of monitors. And so I have my monitor set up here at this office and those sorts of things, which I do not have at home.
With big companies like Twitter telling their employees they can work from home forever, business experts think it's just a matter of time before this option becomes something that's the norm. If it happens, places like Office Evolution are prepared to offer those who need or prefer a professional workspace.
Everybody has to pivot right now, so it's kind of stepping back and looking at your business and going, okay, what changes do we need to make?
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
Well, let's talk about how our weather changes in the next 24 hours. Sitting over Illinois and spinning through the last day or so has been low pressure, and that helped create this. This is a picture from Dave Freeman and in Warren County, Attica, of a cold air funnel. And you see that right in the, we'll see the two power lines going across the bottom of the screen. These cold air funnels not associated with supercell or severe storms, generally weak circulation and rarely reach the ground. Tomorrow, very likely we'll see rain, especially through the first half of the day, and then rain chances decrease Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just wanted to show you this. Got to get something positive in here. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, look at the warmth that comes back in for Memorial Day weekend. What would be typically race day, 40% chance of thunderstorms, and an 84-degree high on Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s, generally speaking. Indy's at 61 right now, 60 in Greencastle. Generally dry. 7 a.m., though, rain entering eastern Indiana and coming back to the west. Everything circulating around that area of low pressure I was talking about in a counterclockwise flow. So from Ohio and Kentucky back into the Hoosier State through the day tomorrow. There'll be pockets of heavier rainfall. Could see an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain in spots, and that's why we have that flash flood watch in the eastern portion of the state. Temperatures that when you wake up are in the 60s will stay in the 60s throughout the day. One change from the periods of rain will be the wind that picks up in strength, gusting to 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow and Wednesday, both days in the mid-60s. The biggest difference, Wednesday's rain chance much lower. Thursday we start to turn the corner a bit. Tuesday rain chances, they're pretty high through the day. Not an all-day rain, but I think anytime you look at radar, you'll find the showers. There are the winds that will be gusting close to 30 miles per hour, as I mentioned, through the day out of the east. Wednesday, rain chances diminish. Temperatures stay in the mid-60s. And as you study the 7-day forecast, notice that Thursday, relatively dry, just 20% chance of thunderstorms. Friday, 75. Then 3 days in a row, Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day, with temperatures at 80 degrees or warmer. The chance for thunderstorms comes with that summer pattern as we have a little humidity and even some heat. The average is 72. We're well above that at 84 on Sunday.
Thank you, Kevin. You may find it difficult to stay active during the stay-at-home order, especially since gyms and fitness centers are closed. RTV6's Brad Brown shows how one major facility is staying open online.
For every piece of pizza, there's some push-ups. For every burger, there's some burpees. And for every shake, there's a shuffle.
15 seconds.
Working out in your living room is only weird if you think it is, but the trainers at the Indy YMCA have put together several online programs to help keep your mind and body healthy during these difficult times.
We're still a community, even though our building's closed. We're still providing and pushing forward with our mission and keeping us all together.
On any given day, thousands of people come through the doors of the branches of the Greater Indianapolis YMCA. For 2 months now, those gyms have been empty, but the Y remains committed to serving its members.
We really wanted to get as much content out there for the really broad spectrum of members and community members that we serve in order to try and keep people as connected with each other, but also well during this time as we could.
Now, the Indy Y has created an online portal with a wide variety of services, from cardio and strength training.
Let's go, same weight.
Take it to a level that best fits you today.
To yoga and Pilates. The Y staff has something for every fitness level.
The overall intent was still to serve our community and our members in the best way we could, but we had to get really broad in making sure that we were serving a whole lot of needs for a much longer period of time.
And beyond the workouts, there are wellness programs and healthy cooking tips. Activities for kids as well. Going all in online with the Y's mission of serving mind, body, and spirit.
One team, one goal. So we're all in it together, as you know, with the SGT, our small group training. We're all complaining at the same time. We're all sweating, and instructors are there with you, even though it's not in person, but we're still, forming that team.
Whether you're in small group training or you're just a member of our community, we're all in this together. And so we've really tried to sort of focus on that philosophy at the Y and really being there for our community and our members as best we can.
Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute in our ongoing effort to honor the outgoing spring sport athletes, and a senior salute to Bethesda Christian golfers Ashton Paddock and Chance Dean. Ashton says the favorite part of playing in the spring is hanging with the guys and being part of a team, something he'll also miss the most. He's set to tackle biblical studies at Word of Life Bible Institute, while Chance says learning how to win and dedication is something he learned all about. He thanks his parents, coaches, and friends and plans to continue his golf at Cornerstone University. Good luck to both. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
Home experts at theindychannel.com.
When New York became the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak, nurses from around the country did not hesitate to answer the call. One of those frontline heroes shared her experience with Scripps reporter Maya Rodriguez. It's a story of sacrifice and hope.
We were watching the numbers at home, 700 deaths today, 750 deaths today, 800 deaths today, and we just kept watching the toll from at home, and it was heartbreaking. And I just kind of thought and prayed about it, and I just kept feeling this nudge from a spiritual angle that said, you're needed, go.
Nurse practitioner Lindsay Hetrick left her home, her wife, and 3 children in Panama City, Florida, to spend 2 weeks in the epicenter of the coronavirus, working the night shift in the ICU of a Manhattan hospital.
I expected it to just be, patients in the hallways and patients in the stairwells and patients outside and just absolute chaos. And not to say it wasn't chaos when I got there, it absolutely was. But the nurses in New York were phenomenal.
She's part of a group of hundreds of volunteer nurses from all over the country.
None of us knew each other before any of this, but 2 a.m. every morning we would meet and eat and decompress and vent and laugh and cry.
She says the agency that took care of them and New Yorkers were equally as caring.
They spoiled us so much. They checked on us all the time. They had therapy dogs in the hotel.
Even on the ride to and from the hospital, they felt appreciated.
Every night when we got on the bus, to every single nurse that got on the bus, how are you, honey? Did you get sleep? I hope you have a good night. Please stay safe. And he was one of the biggest encouragers the whole time, the bus driver.
Disasters are no stranger to Lindsay. She spent 5 days straight inside a Panama City hospital that eventually lost its plumbing and had to be evacuated after Hurricane Michael.
Everybody just kind of comes together and you get through it, you go into survival mode.
The hurricane perhaps part of a larger plan for Lindsay that she didn't realize at the time.
It's funny, I remember saying to myself when all of that happened, if I ever have the chance to give this back to a nurse that needs to go home and take care of their families, I'll do it. We're not heroes, we're just nurses and we're tired, so give us some love.
I'm Maya Rodriguez reporting.
You've got to plan on rain in the morning, periods of rain through the day. At times may be heavy. Temperatures, they'll stay in the 60s, Amanda.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. Good morning, Indiana starts at 4:30. Good night.